everyone, Ivy Gaming here. It's today we're playing Raid Shadow Legends, and I want to talk to you about someone else that you might not have thought about using for a Hydra boss. But before we do that, I just had good timing. It just reset. Let's collect my rewards and see what we get, guys. So this round sucks. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. This is rotation 4 of the Hydra boss that I'm talking about for this video. So let's get into it. I just was happy to get something on hard and something on normal, to be honest. Oh, we got 2 for the first one. Oh, for the first one, the only one. My clan didn't even down hard. Or brutal. Ouch. Protection piece with pretty crappy substats. Crappy defense piece. Oh, all of that's garbage. Yep. Let's see if we get better luck here. 1 fragment for Mithrala. Protection piece with potential stats. And come on, give me something good. 2 fragments for Mithrala, getting closer, not really. Boots. No. A whole bunch of crap gear, a little bit of clan gold. That's about all I'm excited about, to be honest. But you know what, we're gonna get into something fun here. So I'm gonna show you guys someone that you probably wouldn't have would have thought of as being good for Hydra. Bit underrated, and he actually can be useful in other areas of the game. Alright, so I'm actually talking about Skathix today, as you of course saw from this thumbnail or title of this video. But this team is far from perfect for Hydra. I'm only on Hydra hard right now, we're not getting too fancy. But I'm going to show you how he's useful for Hydra, and how you could use him in any level of, especially Hydra Rotation 3, or this Hydra Rotation 4. He's perfect for both. He brings a lot of utility, it's really beneficial for this team. Or for, I should say, against these heads in particular. So one of the great strategies coming in here, let me see, where should I put myself? I guess I'll go over here and make myself smaller. Okay, so we're going to go in. We are going to go in just with the A1 of Geomancer, nothing fancy. Madame Sarah, sadly, we need to use... Actually, yeah, no. We might not need to use her buffs. So let's just go in with her A1. So here's where he comes in handy. Decrease speed on his A1. One strategy when dealing with the Head of Decay and the Head of Blight, which is the last 2 rotations, is to try to decrease the speed on the Head of Decay and then put up block buffs on all of them. So when the Head of Blight goes, it will actually not be able to place the poison cloud that we hate and / love so much. Oh dear God. And then in the cleanse, we'll take everything off, but at least there'll be no poison clouds for that first rotation. If you can keep things going well and keep a decreased speed on the Head of Decay, and ideally not on the Head of Blight, it's actually a really great way to counteract the cleansing and trying to place block buffs at the same time. So there we go, boom, perfect RNG. I got lucky. Landed it, great. So now we can go ahead and place our block buffs. I should have put decreased defense for this. It's okay, I could always restart this key. We're just showing you guys the utility here for Skathix though, and how well this works. Look at that, boom. Now, next round, look at guys, no poison cloud, fresh start. Try to keep the same thing rolling. Now, of course, it's also, let's see, we could start putting on this lovely, lovely HP burn on some people that we know we're going to be attacking, like the Head of Blight. So here's the also other useful parts of his kit. AoE has a 75% chance of stealing 1 random buff from each enemy. So look at, we've got increased attack on the Head of Wrath. We don't want that, he hits hard. We got block debuffs, increased attack, and a shield on the Head of Mischief. Also don't want that because we want to be able to place our debuffs. And then I should note here, removes all debuffs from all allies. He's a cleanser. And then places a block, debuffs, and a shield on all allies for 2 turns. The shield buff is equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. So if you can build him with crazy HP, that could be a nice shield. Not insane, of course, but still really does help a lot in this rotation now. Of course, this ability is a concern. Also, the reason they stole that is, I mean, I started with an immunity set, so of course he already had a debuff on him. Had a mischievous dick. So in a perfect world, you'd also have some resistance on this guy to resist this being taken away, but I mean, there's only so much we can do. Honestly, this rotation sucks. The third rotation, that's not an issue. We didn't have the Head of Mischief in the start, so it's not as big of a deal. But I think what we're going to do right now, we're going to see if we can steal. Boom, stole a couple buffs. Perfect. We actually took off the block debuffs, and which is what I wanted to take off number 1 from him, and then we took off the increased attack from him. So here we go. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to use this as the target just to get the, what do they call it? Why am I having a mental block? Life barrier put up. So you also can use Royal Guard in this role, but the problem with the Royal Guard and this decreased speed debuff, is that it's random. So yeah, it can go on him, but it also could go on the one we don't want it to. So I think I'm going to try to avoid that, and I'm just going to try to get Skathix to keep doing his decrease speed buff on this head instead of trying with the others, honestly. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to show you guys a couple rounds of stuff. Of course, I didn't land that. Of course, it didn't land. Well, I should say we don't have Hex, so we can't target a specific head. But I'm going to actually continue this. Let's see. Hold on. Can we get back to Skathix again? All right, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, it didn't land. See, the only bad part is it is a low chance to land. So I might have to get a little risky and try to use Royal Guard just to make sure that we don't have that happen again. But yeah, it works for that role. It really, really does. So this is a bit risky of a team. This is definitely one of those RNG things. And here we are, bad timing. Can't put up this, but it's okay. We got 3 turns before he's going to place Poison Cloud anyway. So I'm not too worried about that. We have time to go through and actually wait for those other buffs to fall off and actually put that up. So right here, we need a little bit of healing. Oh, we don't have any right here, but we at least can put a shield up. He's not about to go quite yet, so it's okay. We can't place the block debuffs anyway, so I think I'm just going to put up our shields. We have Duchess for damage mitigation here, but this is an example of a team. It's not. This team actually got me my best total for doing hard so far. He keeps stealing the block debuffs though and spreading it. Not fun. That's we hate the Head of Mischief. Ideally, this whole team would have high amount of resistance, or if we know, say, Duchess is always the one with the most buffs, when he does that, she would have a decent bit of resistance to resist that, but it's... Honestly, when it comes to this rotation, I'm just taking what I can get. Last rotation, though, he's actually really, really good for, and you don't have to worry about the buffs getting stolen from the Head of Mischief unless he pops up as one of the heads that come up later. Yeah, unfortunately, this rotation just sucks. I'm not wrong there. This just sucks. But I'm going to go and I'll show you guys how this... I may or may not worry about how this ends up. I might just go out of it because I had a little bit of a rough start here. And I'll show you guys his kit and my build for him. Alright guys, we're here with Skathix. I don't have him in immunity. I thought I did. But before I get into showing you how I have my Skathix set up, you guys can have a laugh with me. I figured I would show you guys one of my Hydra runs. It was going well, so I'm like, let me try to record a proper one. I restarted. Had a crappy RNG run, so I'm like, yeah, let me cut out of this. It was only at like 3 million. I'm like, let me cut out of this and restart. I hit end battle, not free regroup. So I wasted a Hydra key and all of my champions, and now I can't. And it was my better value. It was my actually best team that I tried last time. Oops. So unfortunately, I can't show a proper run with it this round, but it's not. This video is not about how good can I do on this really terrible Hydra rotation. This video is about finding someone that you may not have thought about to use in your rotation, especially for rotation 3 and rotation 4 of Hydra right now. So he brings so much utility. As we showed, the decreased speed works really well when they have the Head of Decay and the Head of Blight. Cleansing is great when you get debuffs thrown at you, like Provoke, or the stuff that you have that's thrown back at you. Or the decreased attacks, the poisons. There's so many things that cleansing is really helpful for. Putting up a shield, of course, is helpful. And, of course, stealing buffs. So when the annoying Head of Mischief goes in there and steals your buffs, you can at least have a chance to steal them back. Or when the Head of Wrath puts up his terrible buffs, you got that too. So it's not so bad, actually. He's really useful. So my Skathix is built for sake of Hydra now. He has a solid HP. I wish I could make this better. His base HP is okay. It's not amazing. I mean, with better gear, I could definitely push it, but I really wanted to push my accuracy high to make sure I can actually land the decreased speed. Now, when I was using him in the other rotation, I was doing Brutal Hydra and Hard Hydra, so I wanted to make sure I had a high enough accuracy to land it in case I used him in Brutal Hydra or Nightmare Hydra as well. So I did push this decently high to make sure that's possible. Ideally, I would have had a resistance on him of at least 250 to resist the poisons that are thrown back at us as well. But it's hard to get all the things, am I right? And still get a decent speed on him above 200 for the sake of going faster than the bosses. So he's not perfect, but he works really well for this rotation. So if you're looking for someone that can bring in a lot of utility, he's really great here. He also, what's his passive? Places a block damage buff on the champion for 1 turn whenever their HP drops below 30%. Now this comes in so handy for the last rotation, but ironically, one of my runs in this rotation, of course, the jerk stole the buff, so of course that can kind of come to bite you, but that's also why I like his A2, because he can steal it back. Or if you bring in someone like Madame Sarah's to buff strip, that's really helpful as well. Or we have her for decreasing the duration of all buffs. We've got Arbiter. There's lots of options there to strip buffs or decrease the duration of buffs on enemies. So this can come back to bite you for a little bit, but it's only 1 turn, so it'll drop off, or you can just steal it back. But I love his kit. I actually don't have masteries on him. That would help a lot. So I probably should go through and at least get some proper support masteries on him and some lifesteal, some War Master for procs to help get some damage on the boss. But he's doing his job just fine. It's just a shitty rotation, let's be honest. But yeah, I hope you guys see the value and utility of Skathix for Hydra. Plus, he's great for the epic lizardmen secret room and for faction wars. And honestly, you could use him in arena if you need a cleanser. There's no reason he couldn't be your cleanser. Removing all buffs from all allies places block debuffs and a shield for 2 turns. So he could be a great champion that you put in an immunity or a untouchable set for arena. The only problem is his base speed is only 95. So if he's going to be your fastest champion or one of your fastest champion that you want to be able to cleanse the debuffs off of like control hegemon that comes in and you're trying to do that, it might be a bit hard to get his speed high, but hey, that's part of Go Second teams, right? Sometimes you're just planning to be a little bit slow, so it's possible. Overall, though, I really like his kit, and I'm glad I got him going for the Epic Lizardman Secret Room, because now I have another option for using in Hydra. But, alright guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.